Hey, this is Jake from Aether Realm.
This is Donny from Aether Realm, and you're watching Interview Under Fire.
Interview Under Fire, the ASMR experience.
Jake and Donny, thank you guys so much for coming back to Dallas. It's nice to have a show again, man. How does that even feel just to be touring again? I mean, last time we did this, obviously, was right when the pandemic started, and here we are back again.
Yeah.
I mean, what is the feeling?
Man, I was literally thinking about this the other day, and just like I had this kind of like moment where I was just like, I'm so stoked to be back in a van, smelling like shit with my boys. You know, like
yeah. Something simple like that. Like it seems like it was a lot to ask for like the last 18 months, and even 18 months. I can't believe I'm saying that. But here you are in Dallas. How has the tour been? And by the way, tell me about your accidental headlining shows that you guys had when the tour started, because I know Unleash the Archers, they were held back, right? So how was that turnout? Like, did you feel any pressure, or are you just like, you know what? Fuck it, we got
Well, let me tell you what, Sonny. Here's the deal. We went out there, and some of the venues, they were like, we can't do it. We can't not have the headliner. But Minneapolis and Leo Presents, the promoter there, they stuck with it. They were like, look, we'll do a partial refund at the door. Some of these people just want to see a show. They're going to have a good time anyways. And it turns out, believe it or not, it was a blast of a time. Almost everybody that was still going to go out there just came out anyways, and they had a good time, and we had the audience yell that they missed Unleash the Archers and send them a little video message,
right.
Which, I felt like they needed. Obviously it all would have been better if it just went as planned, but sometimes life gives you lemons, and you have to just make yourself a little bit of lemonade.
And the layer comes off. Did you want to add something, Donny?
No, I think Jake said it, well enough. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just making a good situation out of what you get dealt with, and I think it was really, really cool. Although we did miss, hanging out with everybody in Archer's camp.
I always wonder how would like post-pandemic audiences be like. Was it like just weird getting up on stage again, and was it kind of like the same turnout? I guess what is the biggest difference you've seen from like before the pandemic started to the reception to how the audiences have been?
It's one of those things where like I'm not sure if everyone is like really stoked to be back at a show, or if we have grown as a band. Yeah. But either way, it's like everyone's like really hungry for the shows to be back, and they're just like really excited. They're ecstatic. They want to like support us as much as humanly possible.
Would you say they can feel the hunger?
Yeah, one could say that. You could say that if you were a person who would say that.
I'm not a person who would say that. But someone might say that.
Yeah.
How about we say that tonight, if they can feel the hunger to the crowd?
Because then we would have to play that song, and that's not on the set list. I won't.
Now, speaking of the set list, with the song, obviously Redneck Vikings From Hell, it's been over a year since it's already dropped. I still remember the day it dropped. I had a couple of discussions with many different artists who came on our publication, and it was a question that arose is if the album didn't feel complete at the time because you didn't get a chance to present it to the fans, did that ever cross your mind? Like, does it feel you're kind of whole right now that
I think at first, like especially on this tour, this is like the first time we're playing these songs in front of anybody, So like that is like a fresh new thing, and for us, it had been a while to where I for one completely forgot how to play all those songs, So I was just like, I don't even know how to play any of this stuff anymore, and I have to go relearn it. But it's like it was a little bit kind of like concerning, like, oh no, we're not going to be able to tour on this album and stuff like that. But I think everyone kind of like bought it anyway, and kind of like really jammed it and hit us up and told us how much they loved it, and just everything about it that was kind of cool.
And I remember when you guys did all these giveaways during that time when the album dropped. It was so great. And another thing that is very important to you guys, and I love this part, is the Tiny Metal
hand crew.
And I love
the
that.
TMHC.
I think we asked you this.
The lifeblood of Aether Realm.
Maybe last year, but I want to ask you again, how did this all just come to the surface? Like, because I love the story. I felt like this is something that needs to be told in person on camera.
This is John Tichy. Get in the frame. Is he right in the middle?
He is.
Oh, those are not sunglasses. Never mind. I've been absorbing them from everyone. So the way it happened, we were on tour with John's band, who's John. This is John Tichy. He's filling in on drums for us for this tour. Tyler could not make this one happen, so John's here. He's got a band called Will to Run, and we were on tour with them in I want to say 2015 was the year.
Yeah, I forget years.
And we had been doing this thing at each other for a long time, and it didn't have a name. It was just like, us being like, we were kind of making fun at ourselves a little bit, because oh yeah, dude, heavy metal, we love it. We're on the road. We're fucking getting sweaty with each other, with our brothers. And we do it as like many tour things go. It just like took this sort of natural progression into a silly meme where it was just like, oh yeah, bro, oh hey, oh yeah, cool, yeah, hey, yeah, bro. And I remember when it turned into having a name, because we were at this burrito restaurant in Vermont, and they give you your burritos in aluminum foil. And people, after they're done with their burrito, they take their aluminum foil and they crunch it up, and we found out that there's on the top of the little drink fridge where you open it up and you take your Coke out, someone had made a little tiny metal family that was living on top of this drink fridge, just 5 little aluminum foil dudes. And we were like, ooh, look at that tiny metal fam. And they're a tiny metal fam. They might be a tiny metal band. And they're a tiny metal band. They got tiny metal hands. Tiny metal hands. Oh my God. And then, that was the line of logic that led to that. And
I'm trying not to laugh on the mic.
And then it turned into this thing where like we would do it at fans and they would do it back at us, and like it was a bit on that tour. We're like, let's see your tiny metal hands. Like, this is cool, but it's outdated. This was cool back in the 50s, but now we're in the modern age of the TMH. And metal is growing more subtle, it's growing more dynamic, and you have to shrink it down to accommodate that. And people would say, yeah, that's funny, that's silly, we're gonna do it, and we just kept doing it. And I realized at one point, like, this is really stupid, but I really like being a band with a gang sign. Like some dude in the audience would be like, yo. And I'm like, yeah. And it's like, that's all the communication we need to know that we're on the same team.
You know what's great? Have you had a chance to join the Facebook group? So if anyone who doesn't know, I'm going to say it anyway. The Tiny Metal Hands crew, the Facebook group, I love how they ask you, there's a question, if it's this or
do you know about this? Do you do this or do you do this? Where does your allegiance lie?
When I joined it last year, I think I laughed for like 10 straight minutes before I even joined. Like, I was like, this is great. This is one of the greatest things I've ever seen.
This is the greatest gatekeeping job I've ever seen.
I mean, considering how, growing up, listening to being a part of just heavy metal in general, it's like a camaraderie, people, we're all like kind of like one big family, and you guys have really up the ante with this, with the whole Aether Realm, just the world of.
We got a little community.
Has it caught on to Unleash the Archers in 7 Kingdoms?
I took a picture with them. I took a picture with Unleash the Archers in, where were we at? Orlando.
I think I remember seeing that.
They were finishing up their like meet and greet, and I was stressing out on the chair trying to sort our merch situation out, because we keep running out of merch. I'm going to run out again tonight. And so I'm like, they can see me stressing out on the chair, like texting to my phone, hey man, how much, can you give me 100 shirts by this date? Like trying to work that all out. And they're like, hey Jake, you want to take a picture with us? Like, kind of jokingly. They're like, you want to come take your picture with Unleash the Archers? I was like, hell yeah, I do. Hell yeah, I'm coming right over. And I went up there, and they were like, I think we started, and then they were like, wait, Jake, we got to do this, right? I was like, you bet your ass you got to do this. I won't be in this picture if you don't. I think obviously every band has their own sort of their sort of shticks with their communities that they build around their band. But I like to believe that one is one that whenever we go out on tour with a band, they kind of remember, and like they see us and like, oh yeah, that's the TMH band.
Here's the thing about that. I have never actually seen you guys live, so I am more than stoked just to be up there, just to see the reception the crowd is going to give you guys. Like,
what if we get up there?
See this in person. After talking about it for like the last 18 months, I remember when we were talking about.
Imagine we get up there and it's just dead. You can be like,
No, not at all. If anything, we're gonna.
let me see them. Where are they at?
Now,
Guys, possum runs across the stage. A duck starts. That's like it.
now, before we get to the lightning round, I'm gonna ask you guys this. Now, feel free to. Both of you guys can answer this. Tell me about. I feel like you guys knew this question was coming. 3 shows you binged during the shutdown, and why do you recommend them?
Ooh, shows.
Like TV shows?
Could be TV shows, could be movies, could be albums, could be cartoons, could be food.
Well, Donnie,
I got really obsessed with making pancakes.
you're making the best possible.
Like, yeah, I like.
exactly a show, but
No, yeah, I mean that's
it's a
what
show
that's.
for me. I got obsessed.
That's the response.
I got obsessed with watching Donnie learn how to make the best possible pancake, and it was.
Rabbit holes, man. Like I was like reading up on like the chemistry of it and just getting like really into it, and like I did that. And
Well, okay, what's the recipe that you found that works? Like, okay,
The ratio.
The ratio?
Eggs to milk to flour.
It's where it's like you gotta do like 1 1/4 cups
Yeah.
of milk. The flour is
AP or is it some other kind? All-purpose flour? What kind of flour?
no. I like okay.
that's
so-
important
yeah,
because
okay.
Heinrich's a vegan, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the reason I did this is because I wanted to like figure out how to chemically make a buttermilk pancake, but make it vegan if I could, and then like make it have the same consistency and texture and everything.
Okay,
And
now
it
I
was,
have a reason to go to North Carolina.
like it was like really tough. I used coffee instead of buttermilk, but I had to use more flour to kind of thicken it back up.
I
'cause
didn't
it
even
was,
know
like,
that could even work.
Yeah.
Like,
The assist.
for the acid. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And then I basically had coffee pancakes, which was also a win. It was kind of pretty good, so it worked out.
And that counts as the answer to my question.
Yeah, I could probably use like an emulsifier or something. I don't know, but
So that was the one big show.
there you go.
the one big
That's
show.
it. I don't.
The pancake, the Donnie pancake show.
Yeah, I don't remember if there was anything I watched or not. I don't think so.
I mean, I watch stuff, but like my brain doesn't work anymore, so I couldn't tell you what it was.
Yeah,
That counts as an answer. Okay, who would win in a fight? This is an old question. This is a throwback. I used to ask all these artists who came through in person.
It's a very important question.
Yeah, and I got a kick out of it every time. Who would win in a fight between Michael Jackson, David Bowie, Prince, and Stan Lee?
Wait, Stanley from The Office? Oh, sure. Stanley from The Office would wreck shit, dude.
I was gonna, should we even tell
Oh, Stanley the comic
like,
guy.
yeah, I was like, should we even just go with it? Like if they all met like in a crossroads, like an intersection, just had a
A brawl.
brawl.
Like a brawl.
Straight up, yeah.
My money's on Prince.
Yeah, Prince.
I'm gonna say
I would
Prince.
say
My money's on Prince.
But if it were Stanley from The Office, then I would say it
Yeah,
would be
different-
him.
different-
He would-
yeah.
I think he would kick everyone's ass.
Okay, I think that's good for me. So we're gonna go and start the lightning round.
Yeah, so this is the lightning round, okay? So just as fast as you can answer. Some of these are stupid, some of these are the most.
Hold on, let me get my lightning round glasses on.
All right. Nice. Yeah, some of these questions are just straight genius. All right? Some of them might be a little controversial. All right. So, okay, you guys ready? All right. Red or blue?
Red.
yeah, red.
Meat or vegan?
I'm a meat.
Round or square?
Round.
Square.
American food or Mexican food?
Mexican food.
Mexican.
Buc-ee's or any other gas stations?
Buc-ee's.
Here's the thing, Sheets, man.
Well, okay, wait, hang on, wait a minute. Okay, so Sheets over Wawa's. Okay, I'll say that all day
you
long.
know, actually, Bucky's over Sheets.
But
Like,
Buc-ee's over Sheets, yeah.
I want to support my home state, but I can't. As best.
Also, QT over Wawa's as well. Yeah.
But KT over QT. Quick trip with a K over.
Yeah, this is
Q.
two
So the Quick Trip headquarters, I believe, it's right here somewhere.
Which
They're
quick
talking
trip?
about a different
With
one.
the Q or with the K?
They're talking
Q.
about K,
All right,
right?
fuck
Yeah,
that
there's
place.
a K.
There's a K one also,
There's a K
yeah.
one in
I didn't know there was a
Wisconsin.
K.
That place rules.
Yeah, KW.
I'm a big fan of QT though, the Quick Trip with the Q.
Oh, okay.
Like, I'm a big fan of that one. But the K one
Say,
is
fuck 'em.
How do you know there's a K?
All right, you guys ready? Okay. Tarot or Redneck Vikings from Hell?
Redneck Vikings, for sure.
Yeah, I think so too.
This one's very important here. Donnie or Heinrich?
Ooh.
Heinrich.
I have to abstain. I'm not allowed to answer that.
I chose the safe answer.
ICP or Twisted?
Twisted.
Twisted. I actually saw them on Warped Tour. They were amazing.
Okay, country or dubstep?
What-
Country.
Alan Jackson's Chattahoochee, but any other country, I would say it would be dubstep.
Dubstep, all right. All right, would you rather die peacefully in your sleep or getting hit by a bus full of old folks who just left the home for a day out?
Go out big.
Yeah, go big.
Yeah, go big.
Go big or go
Bus,
home.
okay. Interview under fire or other publication companies.
Interview under fire.
There you go. That's exactly what I thought too. All right, cool.
We're gonna finish things off here, man. All right. I think that's got to do it. Donny and Jake, do you guys have any last words to finish things off? Because this has been an interview for the ages.
Sounds like this interview is fired. Yeah!
The light has gone, and I can't move on. When I look inside, I know I have myself to blame. I see the hurt in their eyes, all the same.
Hey guys, thanks for listening to Interview Under Fire podcast. If you guys liked what you heard, please subscribe and share our channel. And please leave a 5-star review, as that helps us tremendously. If you'd like to check out more, visit www.interviewunderfire.com or our social media channels on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. And finally, we want to thank you all for the support you've been giving us. Keep it burning.